2025, you are not the only one actually trying to start a business or become successful.
What do you think the difference between dropshipping and branded dropshipping? Since you said dropshipping is dead.
Women are capturing the game. They're the ones making the money for the people. Every day, around 1,000 people are becoming millionaires around the globe. Hello everyone, welcome back to our second part of this podcast, where we're going to be talking about how to actually be unstoppable in 2025, featuring me, Ibrahim Taha, and Yasin himself. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff in this podcast on basically how to build it right, how to actually become successful and stuff like that. So let's get started by the most powerful thing, which is going to be the mindset, because without the right mindset, you can't really make things come to life. Especially in 2025, you are not the only one actually trying to start a business or become successful. Day by day, there's a lot of people joining the race and basically trying to get and reach somewhere. So my opinion on it is, when you come to the mindset, there's a lot of things you need to basically cover on just building mind. It's not like you do like this and like the mindset changes. So first thing you need to do is cut off the distractions. As you know, the life has become full of distractions. It could be social media, it could be your friends, it could be going out, it could be a lot of things that are distracting you from being focused on your actual goals. So first thing first, cut off the distractions, whatever it is. Like, it's basically getting yourself into something called monk mode. If you don't know what monk mode is, it's basically like isolating yourself, going into a crazy mode where you're basically just working on your mind, getting successful, cutting off literally friends, family, every single thing about you. Like, it could reach a point, because obviously most of the people that are watching this, you live with family, you live with friends, you're married, whatever it may be. So you're unable to separate, from the close ones. But you need to limit your interactions with them throughout the day. Instead of being in front of them 24 hours, limit yourself to like half day, just to have more time for yourself. Because when you're on a race to reach a goal, you can't really have anyone around you. The method I did was basically not have anyone around me, because I grew out young. I had my brothers, my family, but they're older than me. Everyone had his own thing. So no one was, really disturbing me. I didn't really go into the word monk mode, but you can say I was semi-monk mode, because I was on my own,
So basically, the number one thing is to change your habits. Not only like, if you get into monk mode, then what you're going to do inside that mode, So you have to focus on something,
right,
and not get distracted from it. So mindset and habits are connected with each other. So basically, about 2024, what are the most things that actually happened in the market that will determine the things that are going to help you improve and help you actually succeed in 2025? What do you think?
Well, see, the thing is, in the current state of where we are, 2024 has come a long way, especially that a lot of new business models, a lot of new things that have been introduced. So gotta keep in mind, like, the system always changes. And any type of business model, there is always new methods and new things to learn. What really changed in 2024 was basically the introduction of AI. AI has really taken over a good amount in 2024, and I can see it being leveraged by all type of business models within the next year. So one thing people need to learn is a skill set, something that includes AI. Could be whatever, but something related to AI, because any business you've got to get into, it could have a certain benefit for you in that business. You get my point? So that's number one for me, because I personally started using AI, and there's a lot of new things that are coming up with it. And I believe day by day, starting from next year, a lot of new things will happen regarding AI. So I would say, drop shipping should be left in 2024, because I consider it dead. Because moving into 2025, you're not the only one doing drop shipping. There's a lot of people in this game trying to hustle and make money out of it. So for you to have drop shipping to work for you, you need crazy, crazy, crazy good winning product to be able to sell it. Because currently you're not really the only one doing dropshipping, so that one product won't really change your mind, change your life anymore, as people believe and as people think. So I would suggest tapping into e-commerce. E-commerce is very similar to dropshipping. It's not like crazy difference, but the main difference is you're basically having a lot of products on your website, multiple winning products. So you're marketing this one, he doesn't purchase this one, potentially he's gonna purchase the other one. This model works more, and this is what basically made me successful because I followed the e-commerce path ever since the beginning. I did dropshipping, but e-commerce always had more potential because imagine going into a supermarket in real life that only sells water. Do you think that guy is gonna make more money? Or if you step into another supermarket that has all sorts of drinks and
Yeah.
snacks, which one would make more money? Like it's basically common sense, People just think about it. E-commerce would work better. With my most successful store with over 80,000 products, it did succeed in a crazy manner. It's not like I was basically, talking about Amazon the
Like
other time.
Amazon and Noon,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's basically like competing with them when
Mm.
you're doing e-commerce.
What do you think of Timo? Timo's coming in. Timo killed
Timo
everything.
is crazy.
Timo,
Timo is a whole certain topic that you would need to cover because Timo has basically conquered the game. Not just Timo, like Shein also is in the game. Who else is there?
but
Shein,
Shein is
Timo.
older than Timo, right?
I mean,
Timo's
yeah, but the way Timo has came into
presented,
play,
yeah.
it's so crazy. Two things to keep in mind. One is the marketing campaigns. They're spending billions and billions of dollars on marketing. No company spends billions. They're the only ones doing it. That's number one. Second thing is the way they're attracting their customers. The prices are shit
low.
low, cheap.
$1, $2.
Literally, it's so cheap. And other than that, in the application while you're shopping, it's basically a monopoly. Like it's a game they're playing
Yeah.
inside. Spin the wheel. If you get 5 people, you win this type of gift. You get free shipping. And then you find this product, for example, 3 dirhams. Scroll a bit down, you would find it for 1 dirham. So the way they're marketing, the way they're doing it is crazy. That's why you would see like Dubai has been influenced so good with it. And Dubai is just the part that we see. If you did your research on Timo in the US, it has gone a crazy way. They have done crazy amount of sales in the US itself.
Even us in Dubai, I can see the ads they do in the US. I can see the
Yeah.
ads they do in the US, and which is crazy. What do you think the difference between dropshipping and branded dropshipping? Since you said dropshipping is dead, and branded dropshipping is still working, so what's the difference between them?
Well, see, with branded dropshipping, it's basically your own product. You're saying the word branded, so it's basically selling this microphone, but it contains your brand name. As example, personally, GRQ, you know that. So when you're selling a product that contains a name, as example, all the clothes that we see in the market, all the brands that we have, they're all basically selling all sorts of products that contain their name. That's what creates brand value, what creates you to stand out in the market. Because if you look at it, how many people are dropshipping now? I could open TikTok and just scroll, and I would see 4 to 5 competitors selling the same product. Let's say if you were to sell the same product, but you're making it as branded and you're basically making it personalized, that's different. It has its own type of thing, and you're the only one in the market actually doing it. So in reality, it works out better. So basically, when you're doing it, you're basically standing out with your brand value. Personally, I moved onto branding more than just the normal methods of e-commerce and dropshipping because it's a game changer, and it's actually the business model people should follow in 2025. It's either e-commerce or it's either branded. But branded comes at a cost because obviously, you
need a capital to
you need a
build your brand
capital,
value,
and
yeah.
you're spending on product costs and stuff like that. So it does need a capital. So if you're starting out, start with e-commerce and then tap into the branded stuff.
Branded dropshipping. So what tips you give, or what steps you give for someone trying to build a product and trying to build a brand? Since you already did and already built a product and sold it and been successful at it.
Well, the most important thing is figure out your supplier and your manufacturer, because it depends. If you're making the product from scratch, that's a whole different story. But if you're just taking a product that's already available in the market, as example, you're finding it on Alibaba, you just want to put your brand name, keep in mind, on Alibaba, it's a supplier. It's not the direct manufacturer. So you need to basically speak to a lot of suppliers, get the best price, make sure the quality they're producing for you matches the standards, and it's basically going to be presentable to your customers. Because when you're doing branded, you don't want to just sell, make the money, and leave the customer. You want to create some emotions with the customer. You want to keep them on the hook to keep on shopping with you. So the products you're selling, you got to make sure that it's perfect, you know? That's number one. Second thing is the designing, the marketing. You know, there's a lot of tips to be given out. But basically, first you start with the supplier figuring out your product, and then moving on how you're gonna brand it and how you're gonna reach your customers. Once you figure that out, you're gonna see the business become automated. That's the beauty of e-commerce and dropshipping.
Yeah.
That's literally the best thing in this business because you're not doing anything manually. You just take time to set it up. It could take you a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 year, you know, to set up your actual brand. But once you get the head start, you basically have it all set up and you can just let it go. It can do its own thing, you know?
What are the details about building your product, since there is validating the product, choosing the niche, etc.? What are the most important tips or important steps while building your product?
Well, basically, first important tip, what I would suggest, most of the times, if you're just taking a product that's already available in the market, there's a 90% chance you already have a competitor. Analyze that competitor. How is he performing in the market? What is his marketing strategy? How is he succeeding? And try to do some YouTube research. Check out his packaging, check out customer testimonials. Grab all of these positive points and grab all the negative points. Then, when you're basically doing it, you would know what to implement and what to do exactly.
You copy what's winning and fix what's
Copy what's winning, but with your own touches and improve it. You cannot, like, see, it's cheating, it's copying, yes, but the reality of this world of where we are now, you can't, it's very hard to come up with something or come up with something that you're not going to be copying someone, you know? It's very hard because everyone is in every business now. So in reality, you cannot just start something and be like, oh, I'm the only one in the market, or figure it out yourself. Even if you do it your own self, you're just going to face all the struggles by yourself. You're going to face all the struggles by yourself. And you're going to notice that you're going to face what they're facing. And it's going to take you more time to step into the market. So basically, analyzing your competitors just gives you a head start to basically compete in this game in an easier way. That's it.
Well, basically, I'm just asking you that because there is a lot of businesses, especially in GCC, that are not implemented yet. There's a lot of ideas that people don't know about that they did in Europe. They have competition in Europe, in US, of course, but still they're not implemented here in the GCC. So for people trying to build something new and copy what's winning outside the country and do it here, what do you advise them? Where should they go? I mean, what are the first steps for them after validating their idea, after doing everything? What should they do for the branding? For example, you have the color palette, the design, the marketing.
Well, you're basically like, you're asking me questions, but you're kind of answering them at the same time. The reality of it, people complicate this business model a lot, but basically take everything step by step. So once you validate the product, you figure out your supplier, right? You figure that out, you move to the next. The designing, the colors of the store, the product, how you're gonna basically team it out, because teams are very important, by the way, for your brand image. Once you're done with all of that, you start getting samples, or basically whatever it may be, like order at once or get samples. I suggest getting samples to make sure what you're trying to sell will actually meet the standards of the market. A personal method I do, you can do that too, where you basically go out to your friends, family, give them the product. What do you think about it? Get reviews from the close ones. Oh, the box is too big, the box is too small, the product is ugly, colors could be changed, something could be done. So these things would add up, and basically you could change it up. Yeah. So once you figure that out, so once you get people's opinion on it, from the close ones, you would understand what you're really doing. So the best way to put it on, create the product yourself, make it 80% perfect. Leave the 20% for errors, where you can get reviews from people, where you can know what to improve for the future. Then you're going to implement that, where you're going to have a 90 to 100% winning product after that. Once you're all set up, step into the game. Don't waste more time. I would suggest before even sourcing the product, start building your store, start designing, start marketing, just so you get your customer outreach. And then from there, you can basically just, level up in the game and take it easy, take it simple. Building a brand is easy, but it takes time and consistency.
Consistency.
Consistency. Sure.
Consistency.
But it takes time. To basically level up and basically reach where you're trying to reach. So keep in mind, you might start a brand and it might take you a year or two to basically maximize the efforts of it. For you to have an easy plan on how to scale it up the easy way, start by dropshipping or e-commerce. Learn how the market works and then do branding if you're completely new to the game. Or else just go to some third party that's basically gonna set up everything for you and get you started. The same thing we do inside of the mansion, as you know. So that's one way, but I would suggest doing it all on your own, so your brand can have a story to tell. You know the efforts you kept into it.
Brand identity.
Yeah, you know what you did for it. You know how you built it. Because personally, I got employees, I got people, I have the connections. I could just make phone calls and build the brand of whatever product I want. But I would still rather be the one working on it, the one looking for new suppliers, new people to basically make it happen for me. It's all about the journey with each and every product that you're doing. You already know, with multiple products I have done, each car that I brought and I fixed, basically everything has its own story. And that's what makes this business model unique, because you're not working a 9 to 5. You're working something that's online, and it's just the feeling of you seeing your brand successful, of where you started and where you become. And you would know every aspect of it rather than having someone setting it for you up,
Okay, now we covered everything and every aspect about building a brand, but most important thing, which is the product. Branding and the systems you have, all doesn't matter if your product is shit. So
Right.
what are the criterias to get what we call is a winning product?
To find the right product, you mean in which criteria?
Yes.
Basically, when you're going into the market, there's not specific niches you need to step into. But if you're going to talk about Dubai, first is gadgets. Gadgets work really well, which basically electronic toys or games or whatever it may be. Second thing is basically going into a market where people wouldn't believe it, but the women's market, clothing, electronics, makeup,
Beauty.
anything relating to women, because 80% of shoppers are,
Woman.
that women's are capturing the game. They're the ones making the money for the people. So you're providing them with what they need and they're just buying it from you. So the female market is the best market to step into. But I would suggest, if you're gonna step into a beauty product or something relating to that,
Get someone expert.
that's basically it. Because when you're in that type of market, if your product contains chemicals or something that could affect the skin, you're gonna face a lawsuit and you're gonna bye for
bye-bye.
you and the business. So you don't want to risk that. Don't just trust any supplier from the US and basically from China and work with them. I could tell you about a product that I'm working on right now. I won't go into much detail, still in the process. But basically, this supplier, I needed some documents from them to get approval from the UAE government to be able to sell this product into the market. So she said, you have to pay a deposit for the product, blah, blah, blah. So I can give you these type of documents. Two of the documents are FDA, Food and Drug Regulation by the US government. The government in UAE requested basically another government to have these documents approved. I told the supplier I required these. Do you have it for this specific product? She said yes, but you'll need to pay. I cannot just give it to you and stuff like that. I said okay. I paid the deposit. It was $900 deposit. I got the documents. When I got the documents, if you go into FDA website, you could basically search up the document number and make sure if it's a real or fake, expired or whatever. I search up the document and
It's fake.
it's fake.
You guess.
Nothing related on. I didn't get scammed because I could refund my money. I'm doing it throughout Alibaba, so I'm safe.
Yeah, okay, it's
But-
verified manufacturer.
Yeah, so basically, if you were to start a brand without validating this, you would have messed up big time, you know? So be sure the steps that you're taking, you're doing everything that's possible to stay safe and basically expand. I went to then I canceled with the supplier, by the way, took back my money, and I went with a different supplier that had everything, and everything was perfect. But there's a lot of suppliers that are gonna try to sell you for the sake of selling and making money from you because they don't understand your government needs these documents. They just want to sell. Everyone wants to make money, you know. So it's understandable what she did, but basically it's a scam at the end of the day, which could lead me into a big lawsuit at the
Could
end of the day.
affect you, yeah.
And turns out maybe the product contains certain chemicals that could affect a person's face, a person's body. Who's gonna be at fault? I'm the brand owner, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So when you're tapping into these hygienic type of products, you gotta be careful on every step you're taking into it.
It's complicated, but it's worth it at the end of the day.
It's worth it because if you market it good, you can scale up crazy. I know a female, she's an influencer in Dubai. I don't know who told her about Shopify, but she found out about Shopify. She's a beauty influencer. Not gonna mention names, but she got to know about Shopify. I don't know if she solely owns it or there's a company behind her, they're just using her name or whatever. But basically, she brought a hair straightener and just kept her brand name. Literally, didn't customize the product. Literally, just print her name on it. And she made eyelashes, print her name on it. That's it. She launched it based on drops. You know how crazy her store
FOMO.
went? You know how crazy her store went? Over 400,000 dirhams in sales in one day.
It's crazy.
It's actually crazy. And keep in mind, she's an influencer, so she influenced her brand, so that's why it was very easy for her. But think about it, how easy branded dropshipping is. You know, if you know how to market it or who can market it for you, you basically scale up in a crazy way.
Well, of course, it's easy when you have an influencer like that with that following. But of course, it's hard to build that following. So, what's the easy part is to find someone in your same niche of the same product you're selling, so he can market it for you, so he can earn a percentage, which is called influencer marketing.
That's correct. This is one of the best methods you could do. I did it with one of my dropshipping products. Not, it wasn't branded. It was a dropshipping product I was using. Found a couple of influencers, small, medium influencers, not really famous. I gave them a promo code that people can use on the website, and they would get a commission if anyone would purchase. It worked out well, but I didn't really look for the right people. I just went for normal influencers.
Random.
But if you focus on that and you find the right people, you could potentially make a lot of money on that.
I would say find influencers not only the same niche, but also have the same vision. Because if they're motivated about your idea, they will do the best work possible
Right.
for them to market it well for the
Right.
people.
That's
So,
why you never
yeah.
go to large influencers. Like imagine going to Kylie Jenner or going to Ronaldo as example, telling them to market a product for you. It's gonna make you a good amount of sales. I'm not gonna say no. But first you're gonna pay them a lot. They're not gonna agree for the affiliate thing, by the way. You're gonna have to pay them a lot and they're gonna market it for you. But if you were to give it a medium-sized influencer or a micro-influencer, this guy is gonna get excited that he got a product from you. He's gonna put the efforts into creating a video that's engaging for people to use his code. So
Yeah.
those type of people are gonna put efforts into it. Rather than going to someone that's very big, he's not really gonna put the efforts of what you're looking for on how to market your product. Every day, around 1,000 people are becoming millionaires around the globe. 1,000 people per day. So your chances of becoming a millionaire and the life that we live is actually simple. It's all about what you're gonna put into the efforts. I became a millionaire at that time when I saw that I'm worth $1 million. You don't know the excitement in my heart. And you won't feel it unless you have it. Unless you worked for it and made it happen. That's when you will understand what you have and what you have become, what you sacrificed. And you're not sacrificing like your family or something. You're just sacrificing the things that are basically not letting you become successful. So that's all you need to do, and that's it. keep pushing forward, and I would see you guys on the next one. Wishing to everyone the best year ahead. Inshallah, everyone becomes successful as they would believe so. Thank you guys
So,
for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
bye bye.